Hello. Okay, we're going to be doing a little bit of airbrushing today. I know this isn't the best masterwear, but it's better than nothing. And first of all, I'm going to be using not my new brush, because I got a new Ernesto Iwata brush here, the Iwata Eclipse, which I'm really excited to try out. But first of all, for just base coating, we're just going to be using my cheapy little Nazadal knockoff one, because it does its job, and we'll be fine for what we need it to do. I'll need an old brush for mixing, one that's preferably not too bad. There we go. Sorry for the camera. Yeah, so we'll give it a go. I'm going to just mix in the cup for ease. I don't have a easy switcher, so I'm going to have to afterwards switch off the actual pump and then have a go at doing what's it I'm going to say? I'm going to reattach to the Eclipse later. We don't need much airbrush flow improver in there. We'll just mix it all up in there. This one's almost ready to go as it is. Okay. So I'm just gonna spray a little bit. There we go. It's starting to come through. Yeah, to be honest, probably needs a bit of a clean. This one's getting a little bit old. I haven't taken the best care of it, but it was a cheapy one, so it's not too bad. In fact, what I can do is just pull that out a little bit. It's not really coming through very well at all. Not a good start. There's a bit coming out, but not very much. That's not so great. So it's not in its cleanest state. Oh dear. But this is, again, it's a cheapy, very cheapy airbrush, so I wasn't expecting it to last, and to be honest, it's been pretty good for me for a while. I should have given it just one quick clean over before going live today. Like sometimes if I just draw the needle back a little bit, that sometimes helps this one. It's not really the best. Oh, yeah, I think it just needed a bit of that. Not the best time to do it whilst there's paint in there, but as needs must. Is that cheap? Sending any paint through. Oh dear, after a very bad start. Oh, something's coming through. It's not super great, to be honest. It's not like a full undercoat. And this is one of those that are really difficult to clean just because of the nozzle that they've chosen to have on this one. It's a bit of a weird nozzle. Yeah, it's really having a bit of a struggle today. I don't really want to use the Eclipse for base coating. It's just, oh my gosh, this is really just nothing. Okay, so I gotta try and clean this a little bit. Sometimes it's just the end of the needle here. Huh. Seems okay. Must be something in the reservoir that I can't see. And this is very loose. Yes, he's just getting old. Oh dear, not a great start at all. Nothing's coming out. That's a problem. That is a problem. So again, oh god, yeah, I don't think the needle is moving. Even though it was caught on there, the needle was really stuck. So if the needle's not moving, of course no paint's going to come out. It's just, whoop, okay. Let's get in some movement going. We'll just clean that off. We'll give that a go. I have no idea if that's going to work or not, but we'll give it a shot. Some bits coming out. Yeah, it's not great. Oh, but we're getting it. It's starting to flow. Maybe there was just something that needed shifting. Okay, we're starting to get somewhere. Giving this very light grey coat so that hopefully once this is flowing nice, there we go, it's actually flowing now. Just must have had a little bit of paint in there that was just blocking it all. Alright, so what the aim is that we're going to be doing this in this grey, and we're going to paint with some inks using the Eclipse. We're going to just kind of have a little experiment, see what we can get out of it. Got another blockage, it would seem. This is very slow going. Right, I think in some ways it's this. Yeah. Really not doing this in the best possible way. So please don't copy my airbrushing techniques. Well, not 100% with the airbrush. No, we're going to go, for the time being, we're going to be putting, hopefully if I can get this, first of all, this old airbrush working just to base coat the models. I'm going to go over with inks to do a lot of the painting. Once all that's done, then finally we will do some actual hand painting stuff, but I'm probably not going to be able to do that tonight. It really depends on how successful I am with with just doing the base coat first of all. But then hopefully I'm going to pull out my new Eclipse and try and paint with some inks. But it's going to hopefully, yeah, hopefully I can just base coat these bloody things. That's going to be the first step. Right now it seems to be flowing pretty well. Yeah, there was some the paint gunks on this thing very, very quickly on the end of the nozzle, and it creates a kind of a seal for the paint, and it's just a pain to clean. So I'm looking forward to using a proper airbrush. This one is just a cheapy one. I use mostly just for base coating things quickly when it does work. There we go. Yeah, basically done. So leave you to dry. Boosh. Yeah, that's going to be that. I'm going to leave you off because I'm probably going to be doing a lot of fiddling with this bloody thing. It's not fun. Okay, getting a bit better progress here. Okay. Right, I'm going to add a little bit more water to this mix as well. Perhaps I added a bit too much. It's going to be really watery now. Okay. That should mean it flows out pretty easily though. But it may spiderweb a wee bit. Especially at the force I'm painting it with. What's going on? Okay. It's vaporizing quite a bit in my room. Make sure I got the window open. That would be a grand idea. There we go. Okay, let's see how you go. Yeah, it's pretty wet, and so it's not going on in a very thick layer. That's okay. We can go over in a couple of layers, and that's alright. It's fast. That's the important thing. There we go. Yeah, a bit of speckling. Yeah, this is going to have to be a couple of coats because this is very... I've got it way too watered down. What I could do is lower the power of my airflow. I'm not sure if that's actually a good idea because now it's blowing it out in a bit of a weird way. Yeah, it's speckling like crazy. And that's why the hole's all gunged up. Really shouldn't be using the needle like this, but this is a cheapy one. I'm not really too worried about it. I can pick up another very cheap. Sorry if you can't see it very well at the moment. Kind of got it down low. I can always come back and do another round just to make sure. I think that's what we're going to have to do because it's getting too wet. But we are getting a layer of paint on there. So I'm kind of going through some of my old Warhammer stuff, mostly so that I get some practice painting, and then also just selling them, so making space and a bit of money for future hobbying things. So one of the things I am tempted to do is if I sell enough models, I can probably earn enough to get me something like a 3D printer as a possibility. I'm still a bit undecided on the whole idea of having a 3D printer, but it might be kind of nice to play around with such a thing. Let's see what can be done with one. And I like painting. I want to paint more busts and larger scale models, but they are like super expensive. Buying like 3 or 4 of them, that's about the same price as a 3D printer in itself, so I feel like in some ways, yeah, there's a little bit of a hassle with actually printing the models, but probably would be a handy thing to have if I wanted to just knock out some models for practicing painting. And there's some pretty cool models out there nowadays, and I don't need a big printer or anything like that, so I'm not looking at anything expensive, but something that might be kind of just a fun one to knock out a few models at now and again to paint. I think that'd be kind of cool. Right. Okay, yeah, this is starting to get a little bit easier. And what I'm looking to do is with the Iwata Eclipse is to use the inks and to see if I can create kind of smoother blends on the model fairly quickly. So I'm going to be looking at doing some more controlled painting, so much lower kind of PSI on the airbrush, and just kind of seeing how easy it is to control with the brush. So we can kind of hit some controlled highlights across the body, which we can later clean up with more brush work. But I want to learn how to airbrush properly, because I'm still very much learning. A whole bunch of these dudes. A couple of them I've actually painted before, like a long time ago, but they're pretty bad. So I'm going to redo those. I haven't stripped them, so I don't know how it's going to turn out, to be honest. But I'm just going to paint over it. Not the best, but I'm just doing this for practice, and if they're good, if they look good enough, I'll sell them fairly cheap. These swords, though, I'm going to paint hand painted, because I'm going to be doing kind of like a power sword type style to them. So those bits I probably won't do with the airbrush, although I could have a go at doing it with the airbrush, seeing how it comes out, because I think you can do that kind of power sword glow effect with an airbrush as well. It might be one to experiment with. This nice bright base will make our inks shine ever so more, and what I'm going to be doing mostly is giving them all a red base coat of the ink. Then once that's on, then we're going to go in with the purple for an undertone. Then I'm going to re-highlight some small areas perhaps with white, and then go over that with orange to try and really bring that up, so we get a nice strong sense of the highlight. And hopefully as well, it will, if we only highlight a tiny bit of it white and then go over with the orange, it should hopefully then just blend really nicely into the red. That's the idea anyway. Whether or not I succeed at such a feat is to be seen. We'll see how it goes as the stream goes on. Hopefully we'll get to some areas of this painting where it's going to be a bit more fun. Actually try out the new airbrush as well. That would have been nice. Okay. Yeah, he might need a little bit more, but we'll come back to him. All right, here's the big boss man. Here he is. It's pretty cool. Now my holiday has just officially started. Work was crazy busy, so I've been it's been really hard to make any kind of content, so hopefully it can't really, whilst my daughter is around and things, it's kind of still hard to do content whilst taking care of family, but Monday I'll get some time. I've got a few things to do first, so I gotta renew my driver's license here in Japan, and I've also got to, what have I got to do? I've got to go and see the eye doctor because I think I probably need glasses now. One of my eyes is really weak. The other eye is very strong, but it's compensating so much it's giving me headaches. Or maybe that's just the airbrushing fumes now. I'm getting headaches from the eyes. So, gotta go and get that sorted. So hopefully I'll do all of that on Monday. Do a little bit of Christmas shopping. Try and get that finished off. Maybe something, birthday present as well for my wife. Kind of know what she wants. Just need to show me a photo so I don't get the wrong one. And then I should be good for Christmas. You'll do, pig. You'll do. Right, I'm going to be going over some of these other paintings that we've got. Now, I'm a bit sad to do this one, but because I'm going to be selling these models anyway, I'm going to have to do it. But this is what my daughter did. It was kind of nice. So, sorry, daughter. But we're going to be saying bye-bye. She did a really good job. But she'll get lots of models to paint in the future. We've got photos of it, so it should be okay. But yeah, it's going to be going anyway because I've got to sell these ones. This one's going to need a couple of coats for sure. Hopefully, it doesn't look like it's going to be too gunky, so it's going to be okay. The thing is, I can see which bits I have not successfully covered. Haha. It's going to be a similar color scheme, so it should coat it okay. I know it's not the best thing to do, but for the ease of use, we're just going to go for it. Okay. Kind of looks a bit ghostly. And there's one I painted a long time ago, and it wasn't a great paint job anyway, so goodbye. got a load of fluff on this. I'm going to have to try and clean that off as best as I can before I move on with this model. I'll let this paint dry first. Okay, so we've kind of got a little bit of them arranged, but we've still got to maybe give some of them a bit more of a coat. So it's not too bad. Yes. Looking okay. You're good. You're okay. Yeah, I think, you know what? They're actually looking all right. Yeah, that one's okay. You could do a little bit. Oh, I need to just clean out the gunk off of that one. Yeah, we're okay. We are okay. There it is. Spraying it super. It's kind of, again, it's the shape of this it's the shape of this airbrush's nozzle, and it's so hard to clean. Okay, I think we're also out of paint, and you know what? I think we're basically okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay, so now I'm gonna just give this one a little bit of a clean. So first off, what I'm gonna have to do is get a little bit of airbrush cleaner. Hold that in there. Mix that all around. And we'll just give it a very quick clean. This one I'm going to give a clean later as well. For now, I'm going to turn off my airbrush, the actual compressor. Make sure you're off, because we're going to be doing a switch over as well. Where's me? I do have. Oh, maybe I've already thrown that away. Oh no, oh, there it is. Just my old paper cup that I just pour all of my excesses into. Hello, tiniest of travelers. Thank you very much. Yeah, I recently painted up some what are they called? Blood crushers. And I managed to sell them as well after painting them, so I was pretty happy that I was actually able to sell it. And so I've got these Khorne Daemons I've had for a few years, and I've never really gotten around to painting them, so I thought I'd give them the same job, give them a good old painting, and then just see if I can just sell it off afterwards. But I've also got I just got my new Iwata Eclipse today. Not this one. This is just a cheapy thing. Yes, it will be a lot of red. Yeah, so we're going to be painting with inks. Hopefully, actually, I'm going to be doing that fairly soon. And then just need to clean this old airbrush first. And so yeah, I'm going to try and paint them up with some red ink, purple ink and orange ink, and we're going to just kind of play around with that. See if we can also get some like really tight painting with the airbrush. I want to see how controlled it can be. Where's my little squeezy thingy-majiggy? Usually I have one around here. Dang. Maybe I don't. I usually have a pipette. There you are. For cleaning the airbrush. Just to help. So just kind of keep cleaning it until it looks clear. Nice. Enjoy. What brand do you smoke? Or what kind of rollers do you smoke? If it is a cigarette. If it is just tobacco. I used to smoke rollers myself, but it's been a long time since I quit. Ugh. All right. So next, I'm gonna just pull this one out. Hand rolled. Yeah, which brand of hand rolled? Because that in itself, there's a lot of choices there that people make. Can't remember. It's been such a long time since I smoked. I can't remember the brand names anymore. But I remember here in Japan, I used to get some like flavored tobacco as well, and I would smoke that. Japanese were just fascinated with the fact that you could actually roll cigarettes. So it was kind of a neat thing to just show people in the bars. It's like the most normal thing in England, but it seemed fairly exciting for many Japanese. Oh, players. Okay, I'm not actually familiar. But again, I've been out for so long. I have not smoked for about almost a decade, I guess. Oh no, yeah. No, not quite a decade. But a fair while. Pretty much when my daughter was born, I think I stopped just a little bit before then. But yeah, it is something nice though about hand rolling cigarettes. I really enjoyed the rolling of them. It was fun and very relaxing. Just that part of it. I didn't mind so much the smoking. I just kind of enjoyed the rolling. I need to get a changer or like a splitter so I can have two of these things going on. You have Titans. Yeah, that is why you can afford Titans. I cannot. For the life of me afford a Titan. That's why I'm selling models, to be able to fund my hobby. Yeah, I had to quit. I had to quit. What's it? Warhammer, just because. So I'm just adjusting. my PSI. So I don't need it very high if I'm using the Eclipse here. So yeah, Titans that's gonna be an expensive one. Yeah, I can't afford that, so I have no Titans. I also have no space. Even if I could afford it, I have no space because I live in Japan. So there's no way I would have a Titan. I don't know if... I wonder if there's anyone in Japan who has a Titan. I'm sure there's somebody. But I hope they have the space for it themselves. But yeah, no, I can't afford that. That's crazy. My daughter takes up way too much of my income. What's it like? I mean, I wouldn't know where to start with a bloody Titan as well. Like, painting something that large, I just can't. I cannot fathom it, is basically what I'm trying to say, I think. Okay, right, let's just try jumping in on this one, and let's blow some ink through this thing. So we're going to be using Liquitex inks for this. So I've got the red. There's vivid red orange, but I don't think I want to go with that one. I'm probably going to go with... Oh, what we can do is maybe the yellow orange, but it depends really, because if we throw some titanium white, what we can end up doing is perhaps lightening it up using the white first and then blending it down, so the orange might be too much. Now for an undercoat, purple goes pretty well with the red. I may want a little bit of black, but I may want to think about actually masking if I'm going to do that. There's lots of greens, but we're not going to be using greens today. And we're not going to be using burnt umber, I don't think. Cerulean blue, no, not at all. Where's me purple? There's me purple. My deep violet. So my main ones are going to be using the red and the violet first to get some of the undercoats. 3 armies of titans. Nice. 2 Orc Reaver Titans in one. Jesus Christ. I cannot imagine. Do you have like an Instagram or something? Because I would love to just see all of that nonsense. Jesus Christ. That's insane. See, I downscale to painting and playing Infinity, so there's a lot less that I have to paint. Oh my gosh, that's nuts. Right, first of all, I'm just gonna blow a little bit of purified water. Oh, that's pretty cool. Now, I can also control how much air I pull through. It feels nice. This just feels very controllable. There's a very large kind of hammer pull on that. That's kind of fun. So yeah, okay, that's gonna be interesting. So we're just gonna go with a straight ink in there. I'm not gonna water this one down or anything, and we're just gonna try it. The ink's pretty kind to the airbrush I've found. So let's just give it a go. Ooh, I'm gonna be christening you now. So there we go. We've got that nice, wonderful vivid, vivid red. So these guys are going to pop like anything. So let's just start with you, because you're just there. Okay, a little bit of spidering. Okay. There we go. Alright, here goes nothing. Oh, thank you for the link. I'll have a look at that in a moment. Hello there, Mr. Alex97. Howdy. Welcome to the stream. We're just about to start. I'm just starting to try my Eclipse. I'm getting a lot of speckling at the moment, but it goes on pretty nicely, very vividly. I do. Okay, so I am getting a bit of crazy speckling on there, so I'm just wanting to see what might be causing that. Don't know yet. Just have to pass some ink through and see how it goes. I think I could actually alter this down. This is really vivid, but that's... Sorry if you can't see very well, but yeah. Actually, I did a very quick job with the priming. Right, okay, maybe we need a little bit more air in there. I think that's probably what it is. Yeah, that's going on very nicely now. So yeah, that's a super vivid ink. It applies this, like, compared to my other airbrush, it just seems to apply this in a very different... I don't know, it just feels different. I can't say what it is, but like the texture or the viscosity just seems different, even though I haven't done anything to change the ink going into the airbrush. But this is... something about this does feel nice, though. I got to take care of this airbrush. It was expensive. But yeah, I enjoy learning new techniques and things. Painting is kind of the fun part for me. I used to play like when I was younger, but I just can't find the people or the time here. But painting, that keeps me going. Ooh. Missed some bits. So what we're going to be going for eventually, though, is kind of we go for this red. It's very, very vibrant red first, and then we're going to undercoat everything in a purple, and then we're going to come back and try and highlight some areas. We're going to see how accurate we can be with it. Yeah. In the video it's reversed the other way around. Oh, you paint and then assemble. It's probably a very good idea to do that. I like to put the models together too much to actually wait for to do it through assembly. And again, most of the stuff I paint is oh my god, this goes on so fast. Holy crap. Now this is the first time I'm seeing really how fast airbrushing can be. Oh my god, this is so much fun. Sorry, I'm just like, eee, new toy. Yeah. Wow, you sent everything out for commission. That's crazy. I paint everything I have. I'm trying to, before I buy any more models, is to try and actually paint all my stuff that I have. Which for me is just basically my Infinity models. I don't know if any of you play Infinity, but Infinity is a pretty cool skirmish game, and I take a long time painting just one model. I'll probably give you an example of one, maybe if it's lying around. Oh yeah, I want to be careful with that hand. I painted. This is probably my latest Infinity model I painted. And so I did a bit of OSL from his little computer that he's holding and things. And yeah, I'm kind of enjoying painting a lot. It's good. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, using the putty to connect it all up. Yeah, yeah. I was actually thinking of getting some of the Gundam artifacts. I think the range is called, where they're kind of the models are kind of a bit smaller and they're ready for painting kind of thing. Rather than coloured plastic, it's just like one shade of plastic, so it's more like a model that you paint, and they're fairly cheap. I was thinking of actually getting some of them, having a go at painting them, playing around with like battle damage and things, and then again trying to just sell it. So yeah, I decided I got too many models here in the house, and I want to make space for more things, and I'm going to be getting Tag Raid on Kickstarter, and that's going to bring me like lots of these kind of large models. Nothing as large as a bloody Titan, but large in how I would see a model and how much I'd have to paint. And that's kind of the reason why I got this airbrush as well, because I want to use the airbrush for monstrous figures and doing kind of like large monsters and things. That'd be kind of fun. Sorry if you can't see, I just realised I'm kind of doing this at a lower angle than what was originally there for the camera. Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. I mean, everyone's got their thing. Like here, it's just hard to find people to play. I could probably Warhammer's actually easier to find people to play now, but because it does have a bit more of a following now in Japan and a bit more of a market. But I don't know. I can't keep up with all the codexes and things. There's just too many new rules that you have to buy and every time just to play the bloody game, and so I'm not going to use them. I was looking at the one-page rules. What's it? The company's called One Page Rules, and their game is called Grim Dark Future, and it basically you can use all of your Warhammer models for their game, and it's kind of like a simplified version of 40k basically, with activation, right? Rather than doing your full army's turn, it's more unit activations. You're taking turns with activations and things, but also the game is much faster to play, so I would be kind of curious to try that out just because of time constraints in my life. Yes, yeah, I can understand that. It's just there's just too often now new codexes get released, or new versions of the game, new editions of the game. I remember as a kid, like second edition went on for what seemed like forever, for a number of years, before like 3rd edition and stuff came out. I don't know, but I just can't keep up. And I'd only ever be able to play like once a year or something, so it's really not worth the investment. I'd much rather try and get some games of Infinity in. But again, mostly for my models, it's about the painting now, and less about the playing. For Infinity, I can play on Tabletop Simulator. There's a full, full version of it, basically on online on Tabletop Simulator, and it plays really, really well. So that's fine for me. Yeah. Kill Team's cool. I haven't really. I've played it once, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that, but I know if I did Kill Team like a lot, I would end up wanting to buy every bloody Kill Team there was, just so I'd be able to paint them all. But yeah, again, that's why I kind of like Infinity. Infinity's like a Kill Team like game, but the rules are very different from 40k. 40k is a little bit more casual. Infinity is pretty hardcore, to be honest. I don't think I've really properly won a game yet. I've drawn one, but like in a proper game where I wasn't introducing it to somebody, like where I'm playing against someone who knows what they're doing, I don't think I've won. But I enjoy it because it's really fun. And it's been kind of always my fault that I lose. The other game I used to play a little bit of as well was Malifaux. That one's really cool. I wouldn't mind getting back into that one again, but when the edition change came, I realised my crews didn't really work in the game, so I was like, I don't really want to buy all of the things again and have to get loads of models just to make my crews work. But now it's been some time, and the game seems to be still pretty strong. I wouldn't mind trying Malifaux again, just for a kind of a change in the style of models as well, like the theme. Like, I like the theme of Malifaux, it's pretty cool. And you kind of got some cool models. I've just I've got like loads of vintage Necromunda models, so I'm going to be painting them up as well over time and selling them off, because I just got loads of them, and again, I'm not going to use them. As much as I kind of have really fond memories of Necromunda, the first edition of it, I just have no use for the models. And as I get older, the nostalgia value of having the models isn't as strong as it once was. I remember always thinking I would never sell my models, I'd always regret it or something, but to be honest, I just want space to get other models. And if I get a decent price on them. My only rule is I don't sell a model unless I paint it, so it's kind of like a way for me to practice painting and seeing if I can sell it for at least a profit. Yeah, I can see how Kill Team is good for that. When you're a bit more strapped on time, a bit easier to set up, less models to move around the table. I wouldn't mind trying, what was it, the War Cry? That one looked quite good. Just because I've got mostly sci-fi type games, and sometimes just a little bit of fantasy would be fun. I don't want to do full army fantasy, I'd rather do a skirmish fantasy game. And I heard that one was pretty good as well. This is amazingly fun. I'm having a whale of a time just painting so many models red. I can't imagine how much time this is saving me. I just got to make sure I take the time to clean it properly afterwards. That's an important step. There we go. Okay, these guys are looking super red. So is it 2nd edition in Kill Team now, or I thought maybe it was 3rd edition or something. Again, I haven't really been keeping up too much. I remember playing one game of 1st edition, I think, with ones from the box. My friend had a copy of the game, so we had a go at it. I think he plays it a little bit more regularly with some people. I don't know, I didn't use the ones out of the game. I brought my... No, he used his Plague Marines, that's right. He played Death Guard, and I played Imperial Guard, Astra Militarum. And I remember, like, looking at it, I was like, you know what? Your weapons are nasty, like the shooting weapons are really nasty against me. I actually have a better chance against you in close combat with the Guard. So I just charged with a lot of Guard, and just with the sheer force of numbers, I had like Hero Guard just murdering Death Guard Space Marines in close combat. I was like, oh my god, it's working. I don't think I won in the end though. I think he still won, but it was just kind of like realizing just how deadly the weapons were, the shooting weapons were. Just holding him in close combat was better than trying to outshoot him. Ah, yeah. Blood Ravens. Okay, that's the Dawn of War lot, isn't it? Descended from Thousand Suns, if I'm not mistaken. The Successor Chapter, is it? Is that what they're called? I'm just gonna mess around with the top here. Oh, I hate gotcha kind of characters in games. Just messing around with there, just to see how accurately I can paint on there. But to be honest, it's still coming up with too much force for me to do that properly. Okay, so those guys have been painted very red, which is super. Where's my little cup? There you are. Nice. Yeah, I remember when I was playing 40k, it was around 6th and 7th edition, and I always got frustrated with how armor penetration worked, because Khorne Berserkers were pointless for running with their chain axes, because they had an armor piercing value of 4, I think whatever it is 4, so anything with a 4+ save, it ignores. However, most things have a 3+ save, so it means that they did nothing against Space Marines, and Space Marines got their full 3+ save against them, so it's like the Khorne Berserkers just sucked. I don't know about now, but that's certainly then, they sucked pretty bad. Right. Now, this time I want to be careful where I put all my models so that I don't spray them purple in places I don't want them to be purple. I'll put you over there for the moment. There we go. Okay. Yeah, 7th kind of killed it. Death balls of 7th. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah, I had the Khorne Demonkin. I mean, the book was kind of cool, and the whole idea of like summoning demons and things, but it just made games really stupid. But I don't play for competitiveness, I played for fun. So like having all these demons just kind of popping up as you play, kind of like, things are dying, so here's like loads and loads of demons appearing. It was kind of fun for me. Oh wow, there's still so much red in here. Oh, there's the change. There we go. We've got the purple coming through now. Lovely. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen that picture. That's really funny. Oh yeah. What I want to do is actually control just how much air is coming through so that we that's not enough air. That's enough. There we go. Sometimes I just check out the what is it, the dank 40k memes on Reddit, and that one comes up quite often. The guy who just blocks anything from coming in. Okay, we're getting like a little bit of shade in there with the purple. See how that goes. I'll shade them more with the brush, but this gives me some volumes to play around with, and some basic areas that we're gonna have. Oh yeah, I can actually see how you can, with practice, get a bit better control. I don't know if I'm in a really bad position. I need to figure out the camera angle for airbrushing. There we go. Yeah, we're getting a little bit more depth with the characters there. It's very shiny at the moment because the ink is wet, but in person it looks all right. Sorry, I'm going very quiet because I'm just enjoying this quite a lot. I have to check those links out after I've finished doing this painting because you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go and have a look. I'm gonna have a little break there. I'll just put you down and let's go and check out those. So okay, let's have a quick lookie. Yeah. Yeah, I saw the whole story about that. It was fun. And then I saw some other fun memes where it was just kind of pointing out, like, if you know about this picture, you know about this picture. It was, I can't remember exactly what it said. It was better than what I just said. But yeah. Now, where was... Oh, there's your Imgur. Let me go and have a quick look at that because I didn't get a chance to see it. Let's see these titans.
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
Shush, city, go away. Oh, that's a big ass. There's a big ass model. There's a big ass model. Oh, it's a cool one though. That is awesome. That is really awesome. That looks like official. It's so good. Well done. You're a true orcster. That's great. Sorry, just finally seeing all of that. Yeah, I think this is this was the bit that I actually read. The can't cheese a cheeser on Warhammer. Yeah, I read that somewhere. I read that full thing. That's cool. That was fun. It's so like his just massive smile is just awesome. Yeah, that is looking really, really good. You're doing a fantastic job. Right. Next model. I need to learn how to aim with an airbrush. I'm like, I think I'm hitting the area that I think I'm aiming at, but then sometimes I'm not. I'm like, why isn't there any ink coming out? And then I look at elsewhere and I'm like, oh, because I'm like spraying it in a completely different location. God, yeah, you can really control this airbrush a lot better than my cheapy one, surprisingly. Oh, knocking them all down. Yeah, that you should go back if you can find it in the chat. You can find the link he's got for his Orc Titan that he's building. And yeah, and earlier we were chatting and he's got lots of Titans. Ooh. Just stand up, you. These Khorne Daemons do not like to stand up straight, especially that banner bearer. Ho, ho, ho. Right, getting through them, getting through them. Takes a bit, but we're getting there. That was a fairly fast one. You're really happy with that, I think. It's alright. Maybe getting better at this. Yeah, just got to clean the nib a bit. Yep. Be very careful though, I don't want to damage it. Okay, we're back in action. Yep. No, I gotta clean this a bit more. Okay. Oh, no, oh. Let's open it up a bit. Okay, I'm gonna do it with some force. We'll just see how it goes. Eesh. Okay, we've got some weird music now because I haven't cleared this weird stuff off my kind of streaming music playlist. I think I'll just skip over these ones. Or if anyone's getting married, they can listen to it. No. There we go. Out of those ones. There we go. Okay. Well, that applied it pretty thick, but that's alright. We can live with that. Eesh. Come here, you. too much. He'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Oh! Let's use the other hand. Ahoy! Ah, it's got a bit of a bendy sword. Not as bendy as it was, so I did try to fix it earlier with some hot water. It's not as good as it could be, but at this point I don't have to go through the rigmarole of repainting all of this again. Okay, right, we've got that nice purple all over him. You could probably do with a little bit more. Just on the top there. There we go. And there, I think we're about done with you. Yeah, some of my earlier ones I didn't do quite as much of the purple, but I think actually going a little bit heavy on it has turned out actually kind of nice, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. There we go. There you go. On the floor you go, Mr. Banner. Please don't break. No, I think maybe just you. I'm gonna go back and forth on these guys so much. That's enough. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing too much. Okay, I think they're in a good shape at the moment. And they're looking like this from below. They're pretty purpley, but it kind of just accentuates a lot of the details a bit more with that blend. It's kind of nice. And then when we use the general brush, that's gonna hopefully look even better. So let's just give this a good old clean. To be honest, I could have probably just put that back into the pot rather than do that. It wasn't too much, so we were okay. Man, this ink goes quite a long way as well, which is great. It's good to just kind of get it kind of sucked out through the pipette, because you kind of sometimes get a bit of the gunky part of the paint is at the end, and so kind of removing it without having it pass through the actual machinery of the or the mechanism of the airbrush is better than it kind of just passing all the way through. Now there is some still in there, so we're going to be using it again anyway, but we're just going to wash it out very quickly. Okay. Okay, we're still using it, so I don't need to do a deep clean. Now, we get to experiment on one of them a little bit. And that's what I'm going to try and do now. Is I'm going to try the vivid red orange for some of the highlighting areas. But we're also going to have a go at putting in just a touch of white to highlight some spots on the models. I just want to make sure this is all been mixed up nice and well. We don't need very much because this stuff is going to be strong. What I want to be able to do is have a very controlled burst, which will just hopefully highlight a small area of the model. That's all we're going for. We'll see if that works. Don't know if it will. So let's just take a random. You're a random. It's almost a zenithal. Just just catching some of these areas that are gonna hopefully catch more light. Like that. That's pretty much it. And then when we go over with the orange, hopefully that will just pop really nice. We're just gonna go for it, I think, without knowing if it's gonna work. Especially get some of that head there. Again, we don't want to do too much, keep it simple. Just a small amount. What that's going to hopefully do is just boost that orange when we put the orange on. That's the aim of this. It's not actually to make the model paler, it's actually hopefully to make it a bit more vibrant. Oh, a bit too much there. Make sure to catch some of that face. Oh, a bit of a spray there. Maybe it's just a teensy bit. That's okay. There we go. Oh, my earbud's gone. That's fine. I can go without music. That means I think probably the music has stopped. Probably for you as well. Let me just see. Yep, my music has just gone and stopped. There we go. Hopefully, do we have any? No, we don't. There. Okay, got some music back. Alright, yeah. This is the thing with white. Sometimes it's a lot chalkier than other colors, so it's more likely to build up kind of gunk. There we go. There's much better control there now. There you are, sir. They're looking kind of nice. Oh, I really hope this works. Makes like a really long band across the needle. Interesting. Sorry, you're not really seeing anything there. Oh, and I farted. You probably heard that. Mike's pretty good at picking up everything in the room. It happens. Okay. Right. Kind of looking kind of cool with the pale, very, very, very pale red going to dark purple. Yikes. You, Mr. Banner, just love to keep falling. I'm going to call you Eric. Come here, Eric. Let's get you done, eh? You just love to fall over, don't you? Absolute pain. Yeah, getting screwed by the spray again, but oh well. That's okay. We are done with the white. So what we will do now is we'll clean this out. Now I'm going to clean this one out fully. I'm not going to put this back in because it has got a bit of red mixed in there, so it's gone a bit pinky. So I'm just kind of cleaning with purified water, distilled water basically. Give it a wash down, basically thin it right down until we start to lose some of that cloudiness, get rid of some of those big bits that are in there, and just pour them straight out of the cup. Now as we do this, you can see there's a bit around the rims. I don't know if you can see in there, but yeah, there's kind of around the rims there's some of the, where it's dried, it's getting a bit gunky, so that's the bits that you don't want to go through your airbrush. So you don't want to wash, you don't want to just kind of blast it through, because then you're blasting through all these big lumps that might cause it to get stuck. At least that's the idea of it. So just keep it in the cup, and then we can use a pipette to get into the deep parts as well. And hopefully what we've done is we've cleaned out most of the gunky stuff. Now again, we're still going to be using another paint, so I'm not going to do a deep clean, but it's quite a nice clean there. Now there is still some of the gunk in there, so I'm just going to blow it back a bit. This might spray everywhere. There we go. Just blows it back. Get rid of that. It's nice, I can actually do the blowback with this now. And yep, I popped the bubble. Bit of maintenance is quite important. I'm still kind of learning it, but just try and get rid of as much of that gunk out of there as we can. Okay, I think that's enough for the moment. We're going to go and try this vivid red-orange and try to spray it over. Now, hopefully, where we've sprayed the white, what that's going to create is this really kind of more vivid orangey red that is going to highlight a lot of the model. Whereas the red areas which should keep kind of a lot of their saturation, whilst the white areas allow us to get the nice vivid red orange. So just let that mix a little bit, and then get rid of that, and then yeah, we've got the vivid red orange. Okay, let's give it a go. See how this turns out. So there we go. We're going to put that over the top of that. It's actually kind of making it look a little bit pinky. So yeah, we did actually lose some saturation, I guess, with that. It's kind of interesting. You can see kind of where the purple is going to keep its power over it, because it's quite a translucent orange. But there we go. I mean, on the screen there it looks as bright as anything, I think. But we've got a decent amount of variation of colour there. Yeah, I'm quite liking that now. I think we had a little bit of the white still in there, so it was making it a little bit less vibrant on that first model that we painted. But now it's coming through, it's actually is kind of keeping a bit more saturation. It's still a bit soft, but that's looking a lot more colourful in that sense. Okay. Let's just see if we can, there we go, we can up that a little bit. Yeah, we're upping that intensity a little bit there on that one. That's good. Go. This guy's, yeah, looking pretty fiery. I'm liking it. As an experiment, they're coming out alright. Yeah, these guys are looking pretty damn intense. And as they dry, actually, yeah, they're looking kind of quite fiery and lavary. So I think this has actually worked out pretty well. Super. And it's getting pretty fast as well now. Yee. That's looking nice. Just a couple more, and then we are kind of done with the spray work for the time being. It's going to be pretty cool. I can actually imagine doing this same kind of technique, but skipping this step with the orange and just keeping the white on there for a kind of a Slaanesh kind of skin tone. And then that'll look pretty cool. Because yeah, these guys already look a bit Slaanesh-y in the colours there, which is kind of nice. There we go. And that is them done. So I'm going to leave them for a day for the night just to dry, so that the paint is set. Once it's set, I'm going to varnish, and hopefully that will hold all of that in as best as possible. Once that's all held in, then we can start painting over the top of it, really. And so the next parts are all going to be hand painted. And so I'm just going to clean the brush and I'll be done. So I think that's going to be it for today for the stream. I'll say I don't think you're there anymore, but thank you very much, Mr. Alex97 and Tinies of Travelers, for having a really good chat in there and keeping me kind of entertained as I was painting away. And yeah, I hope everyone has a lovely, lovely weekend, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, and God bless, and goodbye, and all of that jazz. Bye-bye.